What I found interesting was his quote on Matt Martin and Cal Clutterbuck, where he was like, the door's always open for a guy like that, but our stance hasn't really changed. This is paraphrasing, but our stance hasn't really changed since the end of the season, which feels like it's like, okay, like, thank you for your service. We're going to go a different direction here. But it's kind of not the norm for what we're used to, right? Because just those guys have been here and such staples of this team for so long that it almost feels weird, while necessary. I'm not saying like they should be going out and signing Matt Martin or Cal Clutterbuck, but hearing it put that way felt like a change.
It does. You're absolutely right. It does feel like a change because it felt, maybe it wasn't always that way, that it was like Lou Lamoriello's legacy team, right? Like, you've been here for a while. We're going to have, you're going to stick around. You're part of the furniture. We're not getting rid of you because we love you so much. And that's fair. There's a lot to love out of those guys. But now for him to be like, I can't do that. Not say I can't, but I won't bring them in right now. It doesn't make any sense for me to do so. Leaving the door open for later, but can you really imagine that he, like, let's say come trade deadline and they're looking for veteran presence and depth presence, that they sign either Matt Martin or Cal Clutterbuck? Do you see that happening?
Maybe with Cal. I don't, as much like Matt Martin is honorary Long Island, so is Cal, but Matt Martin, I feel like, is really a part of the Long Island culture now, especially. But Cal, I think, showed he had a little bit more in the tank last year than Matt Martin did.
Yeah, I think at best we're looking at a Zach Parise type of situation in terms of when he comes back. One of those guys come back into the league to help the Islanders, right? Parise came in later with the Colorado Avalanche. Unfortunately, didn't go anywhere. But maybe that happens. And you're right. Cal is the only one. It's not going to be Matt Martin, because it's just why?
No.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't see it personally. Also, to the quote on Tiplikov, where he was like, we had a lot of, like, there was a lot of competition for him. I'm glad that he chose us. We'll see what he is, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I hope that puts a necessary wet blanket on some people. It might not, but I hope it does. I don't want to keep seeing the destined for second line type of thing. I think that's... We're getting ourselves, we're putting ourselves in a position where we're going to get burned.
Right. And that's the thing too. Like, I think you and I both skew on the positive with our coverage of this team.
Yeah.
But that's one that I really don't get, that people have ran, and a lot of people have ran with it. And I hope we both do, that they turn out right and that he is like a very good second line winger. I hope that's the case. But if that's your expectation, I agree with you. I think that's going to be, unfortunately, a disappointing for you.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, we're not going to say that he can't be a second liner. It's
sure.
I have a hard time seeing straight out of camp, put this guy on the second line. He's got to go. Maybe. I just, from what I've seen, and I've said this before, I'm just going in circles again with my arguments about Maxim Tsiplikov. Like, I just don't see him as that. Cal Clutterbuck replacement? Yeah. Upgrade over Cal Clutterbuck? Probably at this point in his career. Be sure, probably. But top six, I just don't want to get burned by another Jan Kovac situation. So maybe I'm being too cautious here. But I'd rather be cautious than too optimistic and get burned a second time.
Yep. 100%. That's where I am on it as well. We'll see in a few weeks. I'm excited for training camp to roll around the corner here. We see the line start getting tweeted out. Maybe he does end up on that line, but I think he makes the team and is a regular in the lineup. I'm just not convinced it's in the top six.
Right. What do you think about the Oliver Wahlstrom comments? Like, he's been here all the entire time, and if that's a sign of his determination, then we're going to give him every sign. Like, maybe I'm reading into it, and I'm already approaching it with a negative kind of lens, but it almost struck me like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting him to stick around all summer, which isn't necessarily true. He did go back to Sweden, although, like, for a hot second, I think.
These two sentences, to me, feel like tell me all I need to know. Right now, he is with us. That's the way I look at it until something transpires.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, you're right.
Right, like that to
all the
me.
way through, Mitch.
Yeah. No. That part really did jump out to me. And I think he's saying like, if something doesn't come up, we're gonna give him that. He's working hard. We're gonna give him that opportunity to earn a spot, because he ends with he'll make the decision on how he plays, like most every other player. Meaning like, if he plays well, he's gonna play, sort of a thing. But I don't know. That doesn't give me a huge confidence boost that they expect a ton out of Wahlstrom here.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.